Oh, you know what damn well what they're doing. God dang, man. Are you serious right now? In a public bathroom, you dirty, filthy. The train wreck rolls on with reality TV. But you see, the difference is with Married at First Sight, there are experts who choose for them. Now, of course, it's for ratings, but there are experts. Check out those videos, by the way, Thursday at 6 p.m. But with 90 Day Fiancé, these people choose who they're going to be with. And it does not disappoint. It is a train wreck of epic... It is a train wreck of epic proportions, and that is saying, I'd say the understatement of the century, but it really is, and it does not disappoint. But first, make sure you follow, comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you can get the notifications when new videos come out. I appreciate all the support. We are on a race to 1,000. Once we get to 1,000, then we're going to be looking at a weekly show for all the crazy reality TV things that happen, which I must hate myself. I really must. But I enjoy it because it is a train wreck. My God, all holy hell breaks loose every time. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. So first we start out with Sophie and Rob. Now Sophie and Rob are an interesting couple because she came from Europe. She had what has been said as a wealthy upbringing. She didn't want for anything. And Rob, not so much. Now there's been some issues, like the fact that he's in an apartment and there's one bathroom for a bunch of apartments. That's been a point of contention. And the fact that he may or may not have a job, which, quite frankly, if I was taking care of my family, I would have a job. It does not matter where it was. If I lost my job, I would be working at any place. You should not feel bad or feel like you're degrading yourself by working anywhere. So I would think you'd have a job. Now, I don't know if that's been confirmed. She just keeps saying he doesn't have a job. But it's interesting, and her mom came into town who kind of looks like this with plastic surgery and injections. But she is kind of a hater. And really, they shouldn't be together for many reasons, on both sides. But it's interesting nonetheless.
Not angry, Claire.
No.
They're laughing at him. They're laughing at the fool.
So many times. Please be nice to my mum. And his reply was,
All
I
right.
always am. I've never not been nice to your
In
mum.
defense of
And this is the proof.
Rob.
He's not nice to my mum. Like, my mum...
In defense of Rob, she came in just tearing it to pieces. Now, granted, I think he probably could have found a different place. Now, they are in California, so, a place in, like, Virginia would be very much smaller, very much more expensive. You might pay an apartment that's $2,000 in Virginia, might be $4,000 in California. So I will say the prices are very high. I feel like he could have found something else. But if he doesn't have a job, maybe not. I don't know, but I would be planning for my family, and this is supposed to be the woman you're going to marry. So he gets it wrong there. Now, that being said, he wasn't mean to her. She came in and just started tearing apart his apartment. So I will say it was more her than him.
Came in, she was very respectful. Rob was
She
the
was
one
not.
that
She was
started taking
not.
everything my mum was saying as an attack, which wasn't the case. And Rob...
She kept going and going and going and going. So it was an attack, and this is how her mom is. She calls him Rob the Knob. It's Rob the Knob. I mean, very, very clever. I mean, I will say, she probably shouldn't be with him. But in this instance, the mom, who, I don't know, looks like she fell and woke up with Donald Duck face. I don't know. She's the problem. She's the problem, definitely.
I'm not trying to be
But
disrespectful.
listen, I
I'm trying to be
apologise
respectful.
if it pissed you off what I was saying. I'm not gonna take back what
sorry.
I said. I apologise that I raised my voice with you.
Look
Let's
at
just leave it at that for now. If you don't mind, I'd like Sophie to stay with me tonight.
That's fine.
That's
Right,
fine.
cool.
Whatever, that's cool. Okay, hold on a second. For one, you gotta love the non-apology apology. Like, I don't take back what I said, but I do apologize for potentially raising my voice. Like, what? Like, just, there's no point in you saying anything. If the non-apology apology that's like, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. That is basically saying, I don't take back anything I said. I was not wrong. But your feelings got hurt, and I will acknowledge that. God, man, come on. It's a ridiculous world we live in, because that's kind of the norm now. That is the norm.
Now they're just on the same team together, and they're feeling good. They're feeling like they got me in a good corner.
Well, they
and
are
making me
mom
sound
and daughter.
stupid. And Rob better fix it. There's not one thought in Sophie's
Well,
mind
I mean,
right now about that's my future husband.
Come on,
Maybe I
dude.
should be worried about fixing this.
Maybe you should. Okay. All right. So he had me on this one a little bit until he went there about that's my future husband. She should be worried about fixing this. He's the one that has been caught several times soliciting, porn, sex videos, whatever, from cam girls on the internet. Found him on his phone, and she was busted. She busted him numerous times, and yet he's talking about how she needs to work to, fix this relationship. They both have issues. She's the one that came out as bi and basically said that, she said it like a kid too. It was very immature, like, I'm bi. That's what she did. And the question he asked was, what's the point? Are you saying you want to be with a girl at some point? She's like, no. And she does want to be. Obviously, she wants to be able to have that option later down the road. And so they have issues on both sides. She wants to be able to have her cake and eat it too. He wants to be able to have his cake and eat it too. It's not going to work out. Neither one of them are in this for the long haul. That is pretty clear. And I'm here. I'm here for it. You got to love it because it is going to crash and burn to epic proportions. You gotta kind of stop yourself from looking on the internet to see what really going on, because obviously they shoot these shows months in advance, but they're probably done now if I had to guess. But I don't know. We'll see how the season plays out. I'd be shocked if they end up getting married, but I don't see. If he doesn't have a job, I don't see how he's going to afford another place. So we will see. And then you have Ashley and Manuel. They were together for a long time. He's from Central South America, I believe Ecuador. Can't remember exactly. But then they broke up and they got back together, and now she brought him over. Problem is I give her props. She pretty much learned the language. She seems to be pretty fluent in Spanish, but they have nothing but issues. He wants her to send a lot more money to his family and kind of take care of things, and it's just not working out. Now, granted, he's pretty steadfast in what he believes and how he believes that should happen. Should she have to? Depends on if they discussed it ahead of time, or he's just saying that. Either way, they keep having fights. It's never ending. They make up after the fights, though, but the fights are fun, to say the least. He needs to watch what he says. My whole life is supporting him. And then he just kind of throws a little bit of a tantrum. Okay, and then she's saying, just say you're sorry, but this was another fight about spending money, basically. He doesn't agree with spending money. Now, granted, he takes it for how it was where he came from, which is a lot poorer country, and you aren't just frivolous with your money, and you take care of your family. Of course, if you're talking about people coming from two different cultures, you got to figure out how you're going to get on the same page with your marriage in some way. Again, I've talked about this in Married at First Sight. You have to have some compromise. You have to work on it. But if you can't do it, it's not going to happen. And of course, in this instance, he's mad again about her spending money on how she does. Now, I will say, she has a coffee addiction like no other. She had like a coffee, then another coffee, then brought coffee from home, then went and got coffee at Starbucks. I have a bad caffeine problem. I mean, gotta love it. But she takes it to it. She might as well put that on tap. She might as well put that in an IV. And he was talking about that. Why do you need this much coffee? Which, it's a good question. Maybe you don't need that much. But those are just some of the petty arguments they have. But the interesting thing is they have these arguments and then makeup.
No quiero pelear contigo.
I don't want to fight with you.
What
do you think will happen? I can guess what might happen here.
Let's just do this, okay? Let's go.
What are we going to do here? Look, the friend's like, what the holy hell is going on? I have guesses. What? Why do they both need to go into the restroom? Oh, you know damn well what they're doing. God dang, man. Are you serious right now? In a public bathroom, you dirty, filthy... My God. Oh, my God. And then, of course, on the screen, it's got to say... moaning and all these things. I mean, I understand that this is not the first time that someone has had relations in a public restroom. But damn, you can't. This is what you do to make up, and in the most just go home, dude. Come on, dirt. You gonna have an infection. You gonna have an infection. My God. But this is what they do. And she said it numerous times. They fight, then they basically have sex and make up. And okay, great. Make up sex. Great. That's fantastic. But she also has admitted that they're fighting more than they're getting along. And so that only lasts so long. And yet you're talking about marrying in a short period of time? Ain't gonna happen. Good luck with that. Y'all got some work to do. And of course, she has her own ideas of how to cleanse things, if you will.
Estoy cambiando energía.
I'm changing the energy because I don't like your energy.
Su energía ahorita.
She is lighting
¿De quién vamos a hablar?
candles and
What?
he said,
quién vamos a
he said,
hablar?
who am I going to mourn? She is lighting candles. She ends up giving him a crystal and he's like, what do I do with this? She's like, keep it on you at all times. So he puts it in his pocket. I'm like, okay, if what you were doing was real and worked, y'all would not be fighting like you do. She's constantly with this energy crystal stuff. No energy's changed. Y'all still fight 24/7. So I think my question may be, even if that's what you believe, something ain't working.
For me, the good outweighs the bad.
There you go.
We have our problems, but I do have faith that we can work through our problems.
So the good outweighs the bad. Okay, I understand sometimes you have to take it with a grain of salt and you have to outweigh the bad. The good outweighs the bad. But when you're talking about a relationship and you're saying the good outweighs the bad and the bad is happening kind of more often than the good, you are disproportionate and it's not going to work. You bet they went to therapy, but he ain't having that. Something's got to give here on both your ends or it ain't going to work. And you saying the good outweighs the bad because we can go have sex in a public restroom. That's our therapy. Good luck with that, lady. Good luck with that. And then you have Nikki and Justin. Now, the interesting part about this couple is many things. But Nikki does look like she kind of fell through a plastic surgery plant. I don't know if Nikki was going for cat or what, but that's kind of what I'm getting. Justin's got some issues. I wonder why.
I'm trying to do some
I try to do
kinds of sweet things.
sweet things,
And I show my love
I show
to
love.
her. Okay, let's go.
So, you show your love to her by a swan paddle boat. All right, dude. Now, Nikki is not amused for many reasons. And Justin is at this point where he is trying to acquiesce to what Nikki wants, but there are some issues there, and I wonder why. Now, Nikki can't seem to grasp why there are issues there. There have been signs.
My heart,
My
is in
heart
love with
feel
her,
love.
but my body don't feel the same.
So, the question becomes, and Nikki can't seem to grasp this, but yet Nikki has said this over and over. Nikki had an argument with Justin and admitted that Nikki was different in the younger years, if you will, if you know what I mean. And now, all of a sudden, Justin can't seem to get there. Passionately, sexually, whatever you want to say, and he's admitting it. My heart feel love, but my body do not feel same. So he has a solution. Justin has a solution.
This is why I told you about another way of making sex. But this is not like
It's
cheating.
not like
This
you know
is
what? He wants a
something-
threesome.
What can help us to enjoy with each other better, with fresh air.
His solution is a threesome, calling in a female. Nikki is not having that because Nikki can't seem to grasp that this, in his mind, this is not cheating. Now, if you're getting married, of course it's cheating, regardless. Whoever you marry, threesome, it's cheating. You can have your own sexual proclivities, but if you are with another person, it is cheating. And then Nikki even goes on to say, well, what if I want a threesome with another guy? He's like, no, I do not have this. This do not happen. So, that, good point, but what he's trying to do is basically, again, like many of these couples, have his cake and eat it too. And it just ain't happening. I'm sure Nikki's going to go off and get some more plastic surgery, but you know what he wants? He would probably leave Nikki, except for the fact that Nikki has paid for plastic surgery procedures for him too. He's had a nose job and things of that nature. So he wants to have Nikki as his meal ticket, basically, paying for everything. And also, he wants to be able to sleep with other people. So, again, have your cake and eat it too. This is the theme, and it ain't gonna work. Good luck with that, buddy. Somebody getting punched, that's all I'm gonna say. Then we have Clayton and Anali. Now, again, I always say interesting couple. They're all interesting couples because they all make for good TV and they all make for good ratings. That's why 90 Day Fiancé is doing so well. Anali came from Peru, I believe, and she came up here. Again, doesn't speak any English, but I give props to Clayton for, he's pretty fluent in Spanish too, so kudos to him. Problem with them is she hasn't told her dad about him yet. Her dad doesn't know. This has been an ongoing issue in their relationship, and it continues to be a problem. And he's confronting again, and she's at the point, seems like, where she might leave.
Entonces, ¿para qué seguir?
El sentimiento de estar escondido para mí.
The feeling of being hid from me is much stronger.
Es
Why?
más fuerte porque tenía
because it happened to me before
antes con relaciones.
with
Nadie
my other
quiere
relationships.
publicarme, nadie quiere compartir nada de nosotros.
Yeah, now you feel bad.
Y ahora
So in essence, what he's saying is that in past relationships, people tried to hide him. Now he's a little bit of a goofy dude. He's a gamer, which I'm a gamer. I love playing games now. Not that good, but I enjoy it. So nothing wrong with that. But he's a gamer. He's a little nerdy. He's got a weird fascination with guinea pigs. So he's an odd dude. But seems like a nice guy, I mean, overall. But he's had relationships in the past where he's been hidden and said it turned out he was being cheated on. So I understand this. And when you're talking about not just hiding from friends, like that's already a red flag, but you're talking about hiding from a parent, of course you would want to be like, what the hell? Like, we're talking about getting married in however many weeks, and you are hiding me from your dad. It's weird. So she decides to go on and post something. I wonder if her dad will ever even see that. You know, it might be a social media that her dad doesn't know about. Who knows? But it made him feel better. Good for them. Now, with him, the other issue is that he was saying they hadn't had sex since she got there. Now, apparently they had sex before, so it's not like he's like, she won't have sex with me. No, they had sex when he went to Peru or wherever, and now he's just wondering why. Now, granted, I will say that his mom lives in the closet of his apartment, so I kind of understand not wanting to do anything when you know she's in a closet right next door. It's a little weird, so, but apparently after the emotional turmoil of everything, apparently it finally happened there, buddy.
The train finally pulled into the station, and we both got off. Unless she was faking it.
Well, that's very possible there, buddy, but choo-choo, the train wreck continues. I mean, okay, happy day for you, buddy. You still have to get to the marriage, and you still have to continue to make it work, and I'm not convinced that's gonna happen.
Yeah, me
San Diego's
gusta, me gustaría mudarme.
She said, yes, I like it. I would like to move here.
Vivir aquí no es una
not an
opción
option
por
right
ese
now
momento, porque
because I
no
can't afford it.
puedo pagar para yo, tú,
You,
mi mamá.
me, my mom. God.
Cuando Clayton menciona la posibilidad de mudarnos
When
con
Clayton
su
mentioned
mamá
it,
a San Diego, se me
my
para el
heart
corazón un
stopped.
poco.
So he is talking about, and this is unfortunate because I understand you're trying to take care of your mom. I don't know exactly what her deal is. She's obviously had some issues, and she looks like she might be an alcoholic, but that's never been confirmed, so I don't know. But he's trying to take care of his mom. I get it. But at some point, your mom can get around. She does not at least appear to be. Now, of course, people can have stuff going on behind the scenes, but she does not appear to be able to or not able to get around or have issues where she needs someone to take care of her all the time. It looks like it's just a housing situation. So there needs to be an exit strategy here because at some point when you're married, when you're getting married, you have to have your own space. You have to have your own family. That's how it works. You branch out. I know some cultures are different. You know, we've seen some like in India and things where you just live with the family forever and that's their culture. But in America, you need to be paving your own way. It's one thing to take care of your parent. I get it. When they get older, sometimes it's just the way it happens. But this is not the case here. It does not appear to be. So he needs to be looking at that exit strategy and talking to his mom, because she should respect that he's trying to start his own life. I don't know that she will, though. So they decide to talk to his sister about doing the bachelor party and all these other things. He's basically putting everything at his sister's feet, and I think he's trying to make her feel guilty because she kind of was hesitant about Anali in the beginning. But now he's trying to say we need a llama, we need someone dressed up like a guinea pig, we need a bachelorette party with strippers, and his sister's kind of over it, and I don't exactly blame her. I'm not getting you a
Randy,
friggin'
it's
llama.
really important that we include things from Annalie's culture, because
A llama,
I could
come
have a
on,
traditional
man.
American wedding and just kind of like forget that she's Peruvian, but
You
I
could.
don't want to do that.
So now I'm doing your
The bachelorette party.
your cake, you've got your photographer. I feel like you're just throwing everything on the plate for me. Like I don't.
He absolutely
So
is.
are you saying you're not
This
going
is-
to be able
this
to
is
help
messed
now,
up.
or?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the guinea pig request, the llama.
That,
I'm not doing
it's
that.
weird. It's weird. And she says she's not doing it. And then ultimately she hangs up the phone. But who can blame her? And then he says, are you saying you're not doing it? He's trying to make her feel guilty. And that is wrong. Why are you trying to guilt your sister into this? Because she was hesitant? Because she was worried about you? Because of, I don't know, all the people that cheated on you in the past? You're wrong, dude. In this case, Clayton is wrong. And, ask. You're just telling. You're not asking. Have some proper decorum or something there, buddy. What the hell is wrong with you? My nerdy friend. My God. Next up, the fun couple of Citra and Sam. Now, Sam's got some issues. Sam has addiction issues in the past, and that will play a role going forward, because clearly he's not taking sobriety that seriously, at least in my mind. Again, recovering addict here. Now, recovery looks different for everybody. So people can handle things better than others, certain things. Best practice would, of course, be to try to stay away from all substances. It just is. If you know you have an issue with substances, it's best to stay away from them. He doesn't exactly do that. And there's already been a little bit of skepticism on my part towards him, because he's got some pending charges. Supposedly he was caught with his Suboxone, his maintenance, drug basically for opiate addiction. And it kind of keeps away the withdrawal and things like that, but it's still a controlled substance. And he was caught in an unmarked bottle with it. So he's had some different stories about that, saying it was in an unmarked bottle. Then recently he said that, it was because the prescription itself was out of date or something. My mind is he probably just had extra. He probably had extra, and it was not, he got it illegally or whatever, and now he's trying to make excuses. So there are some issues here for sure. But either way, they're going about it, and he's talking about converting to Islam and all these things which he doesn't know anything about, all for love. And she claims to be devout, but in reality, she's willing to do things that are completely against the religion. So, crash and burn? Crash and burn.
Won't have the freedom to do anymore. Let her
No,
be
you won't.
carefree. And we'll
Let her be
watch
carefree?
out.
Oh,
But
so
he
break
took me
all the
to
religious
the bar,
tenets
like,
or
in the
whatever?
middle of nowhere.
He took her to a dive bar called Boozers. What a good date there, buddy. Boozers the dive bar. An addict taking a date to Boozers the dive bar. It's like poetic, really, in the complete opposite direction. God dang, man.
You just, with my past.
Oh, your
I
past.
struggle with certain things.
What is your
But,
past?
I want
Struggling
you to
with
help
certain
set
things.
the guideline and where we call it quits on things.
Okay, so he said with his past having trouble controlling certain things, talking about drugs and alcohol as he's drinking an alcoholic beverage, and telling her, I want you to control when we call it quits. So at this point, he's trying to, again, like every couple, have his cake and eat it too. He wants to be able to do these things, although once he converts, drinking is a no-no. She's already Muslim, so I guess she's justified, decide, I'm just going to drink, whatever. But once you convert, you're not going to be able to do all this. But he's saying, I want you to set the guidelines. So if we drink or do these things, you call it, said when we call it quits. I hate to break it to you. This coming from an addict, it doesn't matter what someone says. If you're in that moment, if you're in active addiction, most of the time, you're going to do what you want to do until you hit that rock bottom. So he's trying to set a guideline for himself like, I've grown, I'm powerful, look at this, I'm doing what I need to do. Dude, you're going to be back shooting heroin in no time. If you go down that path, good luck with that. Do better. Do better. Good old bar
Alcohol,
nachos.
sex, drinking, drugs. It used to be a big part of me.
See, and right there, alcohol, sex, drugs, but he puts alcohol in that category. He's not even just saying drugs, but I can drink, which is usually a justification for an addict, but he's not even saying that. He's saying he had a problem with alcohol, and here you are drinking. Dude, be better. Come on, man. Like I said, you're going to be back to whatever your drug of choice was, which I know it was opiates, heroin, whatever, fentanyl. You're going to be back to it in no time if you go down this road. Do better, man. I don't want to see you dead in the gutter. Come on. So then they go to the mosque to talk to some people and kind of get ready for the ceremony to convert him or whatever. But have you ever seen that meme of Steve Buscemi from Saturday Night Live back in the day where he just looks like an old man, but he's dressed up with like a cap spinner and a skateboard, and he's like, "Hello, fellow kids." This is kind of what it looks like for him. Look at this. "Hello, fellow Muslims."
I am definitely nervous about converting.
God dang, man. He just standing there looking, he does not look like he belongs. And they go on to talk about it a little bit, and he basically addicts the explanation. And by when I say he addicts the explanation, he has no idea. Like the guy asks him, what do you know about Islam? You know, right question if you're talking about converting to any religion. And he's like, well, I don't know much. I mean, I know, you know, he kind of BS's around until the guy says something. He's like, oh yeah, I know that. God. He's doing it to be with this girl. That's it. He doesn't have a passion for it or anything like that. If you're talking about religion, whatever it is, you could be religious, you could be an atheist, whatever. But whatever your path, make sure it's really what you want to do. You can keep your mind open, but he could have an open mind and say, okay, but I'm going to learn a little bit to see if that's what I want to do. That would be the right. No, he'd say, I'm converting on Friday so I can marry her. And he just said he had a problem with sex and everything. I'm pretty sure he's just trying to get laid. But, you know, it's a hell of a commitment to get laid. So we will see what happens as it plays on, for sure. Then we have Gino and Jasmine. Now, they've been fun since day one. They fight all the time. There's been issues with him having pictures of his ex and sending pictures of her to his ex, which was weird. She's still in contact with her ex, who I'm pretty sure she was still sleeping with, but she's friends with, but she talks to him about sex. It's really weird. That, again, not going to last. It just, there's no way any of these, I haven't seen one that gives me confidence yet. Now that could change. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe as it goes on, it could change. But I haven't seen one that gives me confidence. But he's trying to do better. I will say that. Gino's trying. She is doing okay right this second. But she's determined to blow it up, I think.
Someone like you.
What do you mean, someone like
He said, with someone like you, I didn't used to choose someone like you.
I was always like more attracted like kind of muscular guys. Compare yourself to the last.
God, with muscular guys and comparing him to her ex, I'm like, damn, lady, just kill that guy's ego, man. I mean, he already is self-conscious about his hair. He doesn't take a hat off to save his life. He's got like 3,000 hats and sleeps with them on. So you have that problem already, and you just said, I'm basically with you, but, you know, I didn't used to go for you. I used to like actually attractive guys. That's what it comes off as. So come on, do better. Do better. Now, the problem with Jasmine is she had problems with his family. They were just concerned for him, and rightfully so. And they kind of said that. Didn't come off as super rude. Sometimes, maybe. But she had problems, and she almost said that she didn't want his family there at the wedding, which is kind of messed up. So it leads to an emotional response when she says she's going to start to help to work towards a better relationship with his family. It should not be this emotional for that. It should not.
You'd be willing to try.
Willing to try with his family. And look,
Baby, of course I will.
Of course I'll try. I will try. Look, he gets emotional because she says she will try to do better with his family. What the hell is wrong with you? At the fact that she said, I will try, makes you cry. God, man. That is a broken man right there. That man is broken. There's something seriously wrong with that.
always wanted a different engagement
Yeah,
ring.
you want a different
As
engagement.
much as
Why?
the first one meant
Why?
a lot to me, let's be honest, it was cheap as
That's messed up. That's messed up. Look, I understand women
Baby,
want
I'm
a
so
nice
happy.
big ring. I get it. I understand that. But he bought a ring there. He wanted to propose to you. If I remember correctly, it still said $270. Ain't no $5,000 ring. But it was something that he liked. He thought it looked good. And you're saying it was cheap as fuck. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know what he makes. I don't know. Obviously, he does okay. But damn, showing your materialism with that and the plastic surgery and all these things right off the bat, or not even right off the bat, but it's been going on, it's going to be a big problem. So he burns, $5,000 or what it is on this ring, and she's all happy because it's a materialistic item. Like, do you want to marry him or not? How deep does your love actually go? Because it seems like it's pretty damn surface, if I had to guess. And then the relationship takes a crazy turn. See, what happened was he sent her, I believe, $4,000 before she came to the U.S. to get a wedding dress. Instead of getting a wedding dress, she took that $4,000 and put it towards butt implants. Said, see, baby, I was self-conscious. Self-conscious when I lost weight. My butt went too. So she took that and some money she had, and she borrowed money from her ex-boyfriend, as she says. She is messed up on so many levels. She also looks like she tripped and fell through a plastic surgery plant. Like, stop getting surgeries, putting yourself in danger simply for cosmetic reasons. You can diet, you can exercise. I understand it doesn't always come out like perfect, but we are not perfect people. Everyone has self-conscious things. But we have to learn to kind of better ourselves where we can, whether it's for health reasons or whatever, and sometimes accepting. Like, you lose weight, it's never going to be the perfect body you see on TV. But you should want to lose weight for health reasons and get healthy. But then you also have to find a way to accept whatever your body is. It's a tough trade-off sometimes. But spending a bunch of money to go under the knife to get liposuction, implants, injections, whatever, it should not be the answer. It should not. Now, she has finally told him the truth about borrowing the money from her ex.
who could provide that money to me as a loan.
As a loan.
Then.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And when I was gonna pay him back, he said, you know what, you're gonna get married.
Yeah, okay.
And this is your wedding gift.
She always tries to frame it like he's looking out for what's best for her and, oh, I'm happy for y'all. What? For one, if you didn't have the money then, how did you pay him back? Like, I haven't seen you work. Like, was it more money from Gino? Maybe it's money from the show. I don't know. Either way, he has a right to be pissed about this. She criticizes and gets on him for having a bachelor party and not telling her about it, which, I mean, sure, you were at a strip club. They were all up in your face. Like that's wrong. That's wrong. But yet she wants to criticize, but then do the things herself, like talk to her ex about sex, take money from him for surgeries, all these things, and act like, you know, nothing's wrong with that. There is a serious problem, and this is why this relationship is going to die, because every time you make progress, you do something too, but yet you can't see that you're doing anything wrong. It's a problem. They have to work on it. I don't know that any of them are going to make it, but we'll see what happens. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. We will continue on with these train wrecks. Married at First Sight will be at 6 on Thursdays. Make sure you comment, subscribe, like, hit the bell so you get the notifications every time a video is posted. Check back. I definitely appreciate it. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see, and we will see if we can't make it work. Thank you so much. Race to 1,000. Once we get there, live show. I will see y'all next time.